Todd Wade.
Oops. Yeah, okay. I just started. Okay.
Hey Trent.
Go ahead.
Hey Trent. Thanks for having me. My name is Todd Wade. Live in Oxford, Mississippi. Was born in Greenwood and went to high school in Jackson. Played high school ball at Jackson Prep and got a football scholarship here. And it was a number of schools. Not every SEC school. I was kind of moderately recruited at the time. I was really tall and skinny. I said I wanted to be a defensive end, but I knew I was really days. And then I popped. They said, "Okay, come to the offensive side of the ball." So that was that, and I started putting on weight and doing everything I needed to do to try to be successful. But I signed with Olemiss in 1995, and we're coming off probation. Coming on probation, we got hit with the at that time the worst penalty since the death penalty, which was reduced, cut in half for 2 years, no bowl game for a couple of years, and at that time that was a really big deal. So the first couple of years here were not. We went, I think, 6-5, and then 5-6. But some of the guys that Coach Tubberville had recruited, including myself, that was the first class in my class. We started developing. He got some taller guys, some rangier guys that could play different positions, and so that for the offensive line, that was important. We were able to put on more weight and do things like that to enable us to be more successful and so on. But we worked hard as a unit and as a team, probably way more than you would think today. They could get away with a lot more back then as well. You weren't transferring if you didn't like it. You were here.
Yeah, it was. It's different back then.
Absolutely. And I always set goals for myself. Always goals that I could attain, but weren't too far out there, but someone else might see it as something, a struggle to get there, but something that I want to. You don't want to set your goals that are something that it wasn't realistic. For me, it was gaining a certain amount of weight, being a certain strength level, then and starting, and then all SEC, and then so forth. One of my goals was to go in the first round of the NFL draft. I went in the second round, but you get the point. And got drafted by Miami. That was one of my childhood favorite teams, and it was just a dream. Really enjoyed it. Ended up playing 9 years in the NFL. Went to Houston after my time in Miami, then Washington, and then came back here in 2009 when I was done playing.
Okay. So if you want to kind of go back right quick, and now you're a guy from Greenwood, Mississippi. You play there at Jackson Prep High School. For the people who have never been from Greenwood, or people never been to Jackson, Mississippi, how would you describe those two towns in your opinion?
Completely different.
What was it kind of like living there?
Yeah, I grew up on a farm, really, in Greenwood. We weren't even in the city limits of Greenwood. We're technically in Money, Mississippi, which is literally right across the river.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah, so we were, just kind of had an adventurous childhood. If we want to go have fun, you'd go find it. Whether going down on the river or doing whatever you wanted to do. We had a lot of freedom as kids, way more than people probably do now. I could go elementary school. I could go get a gun, load it up and go shooting things. And
different times now.
Yeah, you're taught different. You're taught, be respectful of guns. You weren't going to shoot your friend. You knew better. You knew better than to point a gun and things like that. So it was a lot. It was definitely a lot different. But it was a great childhood. And then moved to Jackson. Obviously, it's different there.
Oh yes, it's different.
So, I felt like I was just like a really country kid. And I don't feel like that at all now. But at the time, it was a big difference. I went to St. Andrews when I coming from coming from Greenwood, and you had a lot of people from St. Andrews whose parents weren't from Mississippi, so it was different in that regard. But ended up going to prep from 7th to 12th grade, and enjoyed my time, and got a lot. Going back to football, I had really good coaches there, and they directed me in the right way, and I wanted to kind of better myself starting in 8th grade, going to the weight room and working out and doing things that a lot of my friends really weren't doing or putting in that kind of effort.
Okay, I got you. Okay, so when did you realize, like, hey, there's a chance I could possibly play, Division I football? And then when did you kind of realize, hey, I could possibly play in the NFL?
First would have been D1 ball. If you had asked any of my classmates, like when I was in junior high, they'd have laughed. Honestly, they'd have laughed. I kind of felt like I had it in me, even though it didn't show on the field. I just felt like if I could get to a certain level, like in the weight room, and paying attention and learning technique, doing everything I'm supposed to do, that I would be successful. I mean, I grew almost 10 inches in 2 years from 7th to 9th grade. I was already one of the taller kids in the grade, but I went from 5'7" and started 7th grade to almost 6'5". And I'm
huge boost.
Yeah, I'm 6'8" now. So I had a big growing spurt. So I wasn't all that on the field or in the classroom. It was just probably my least favorite time in my life was probably 7th, 8th, 9th grade. It's just awkward phase for me. But I kind of somewhat believed in myself. I wouldn't say I was just really confident, because you have to be able to perform to truly be confident. But I thought something was there. So I had a drive, and that drive, I was doing things other people weren't doing and pushing myself. And then I started kind of putting on weight and gaining strength, and that change up really didn't happen until my junior year of high school. And then I started getting letters and things like that, and getting recruited. And but it was always like that. I had to keep going. And then get to college, freshman year, it's kind of like you start over. It would be back, like almost back to like when I was in 9th grade or something.
Yeah,
you're having to start.
Yeah, I can see that. Okay, so now you came to Ole Miss, but what were some of the other schools you were considering?
Gosh.
Or was it just Ole Miss?
Well, I'll say this. I mean, I had an official visit. My older brother was actually going to Mississippi State. He was kind of an Ole Miss fan, but he was going to State. He's like an ag econ major from Greenwood and all that.
Okay.
So they kind of thought they had a chance. I was entertaining it. I like being recruited and feeling like somebody wanted me. But I was open about it. I really was, or felt like I was. But then I remember my granddad called me on Tuesday before I was supposed to go to State on official visit, and so I was like, "Hey, you cut this out. You go ahead, and Ole Miss needs you. You need to sign now." I said, "Okay, that's it." So
wow, that's pretty cool.
It's kind of like quit screwing around and go do it. So I said, "All right." And I had a great time on my visit at Ole Miss. So that wasn't a big deal.
Yeah. So what kind of stood out with Ole Miss? Why was Ole Miss the choice at the end of the day?
One kind of like that. My family all went to Ole Miss.
Okay.
My dad played football at Ole Miss. His dad played football at Ole Miss. So it was that. But Tommy Tuberville, the head coach, who was his first year, was my first year. I was in his first class. He kind of came in and was talking about, hey, we're going to go to national championship here. That belief, and you didn't hear that around here at either school. Was not even thought of. And I remember I kind of got tickled when he told me that. I was just kind of laughing almost. But yeah,
I think most would probably too.
that's what you hear. But it inspired me. I was like, this is really cool. What he just said.
Yeah.
Cool. So I took it to heart, and I thought that was unique and interesting. So I was really paying attention and bought in, and we overcame a lot. Like I said, they cut our program and cut it down, and at that time we just weren't. Mississippi schools really weren't picking up recruits, quality. Your big name recruits, 4-star, 5-star. They didn't have that system.
Oh yeah.
I was in school. They might have created that right towards the end, but anyway, this wasn't that really talk of it. The more that was when it was Mississippi State, Ole Miss were fighting for a couple of the guys in the top 10 in the state. And then Alabama and Florida would come in and pick off a lot of the rest, or some of them would even go to Michigan and places like that. So it wasn't really cool to stay and go to Ole Miss for a lot of in-state students at Ole Miss. They just kind of had a big setback from their glory years, and so things needed to change. And Tuberville, to his credit, came in with that attitude, wanted to expand, do this and that, and really improve the facilities and the stadium and the whole experience. So he's the one that kind of got everybody believing in that. Then, our first year of bowl eligibility, we made a bowl, and it was a bigger deal going to a bowl game back then because less teams. They didn't have.
Yeah,
they didn't have all the
There's more these days.
Have all the .com bowls that you can think of, right? Even the Motor City Bowl, that was like that was the inaugural one, but there weren't so many other bowls, right?
Yeah.
So you had to go. If you went there, we played 11 games in. If you went 6-5, that's going to be maybe you might make a bowl game, but then no. Now you can have a losing season and go to a bowl game. So it's a little different. So I was a little more proud about that. And we went up to Michigan and ended up winning the game. And it was big for the program.
It was huge.
Year and senior year, we went to a bowl game. I felt like we kind of underachieved my senior year. We should have gone. We lost some games probably shouldn't have lost. I can't remember. We lost 4 games by like 9 or 10 points combined. So we were really close. We had a really dominant physical team. We had like the number 1 run defense in the SEC. If we weren't the best rushing team, we're like number 2. We were just Our offensive defensive lines were strong, were physical. We had a huge offensive line, and I was 320 pounds. The guard next to me, 6'5", 350. Center's 300 pounds, and the guard was 310.
Yeah, big guys.
We're all big guys and pretty athletic. Everybody could run on that offensive line. Nobody was just fat, and so everybody could pull. And but we were physical, and that's just the way we were taught. But it just didn't work out. But we went to bowl games, and we won all of our bowl games we went to 3 years in a row. So there was some success there that we had not seen as a program in a long, long time around here of consistency.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's true for sure. Okay. So what were some of your favorite Ole Miss memories?
Winning that, SEC game that you may not supposed to have won. It could be beating Georgia or LSU or, just they're all different in a kind of weird way. I don't know if it sounds selfish, but I looked at offensive line victories, if we ran all over
see that.
and lost the game, it's very painful, but it's also a good memory because, I remember my senior year, we played Georgia here. We should have won the game. We couldn't cover their tight ends. They just kept, they were on fire that night, and the quarterback was hitting them, but they had a Pro Bowl defensive line. Those old guys were in the NFL, top round picks, and we just we got after him. And, running back ran for 200 yards. It's one of those games. And those are great memories. But at the same time, it's very painful because we lost. Because you're not supposed to lose.
Yeah, it's true. Okay, so next question I have for you is, now, of course, you mentioned earlier you got drafted by the Dolphins. What was the whole process like, like for interviews and going to teams, and just how the whole process went there for there for a couple months?
Yeah, it was interesting. Okay, well, first of all, right after that last bowl game, we beat Oklahoma.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They won the next championship the next year. Actually, we're the last team that beat them, and then they went undefeated that year. Next year, when I was gone, but pretty much a week after that bowl game, a lot of usually the clients of an agent will all go train somewhere, like at a training facility somewhere, getting ready for the Senior Bowl and then the combine. So for a couple of months, you're doing all that. So that was a good experience. We went down to south of Tampa in Bradenton.
Okay, yeah.
Voluntary Institute, which is really a tennis academy. But they had baseball players. I met Doc Gooden, Daryl Strawberry, those guys down
there. Okay, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Their career, but they were there. And we just trained and kind of hung out with those guys. There's about 7 or 8 of us, our clients, and a lot of them kind of first round, second round guys. And Agent May had a good agent, and so he usually got some first, second, third round talent, and every year. But Tom Condon. But we did that, and played the Senior Bowl. Then you go back there, and we're there for another month or so, and get ready to go do the combine. You do that, and really, you don't really know. Now you kind of know if you're a first round pick in your top 15, they can kind of start sorting that out a little bit where you're going to go. But everybody else, you still really don't know. I did get a visit to go to the Dolphins.
Okay.
But it was a lot of other guys there too. And they, when the first round went by, I was a little down. Because I had some people that picked me like late first or something like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some even mid first, but also a lot of people were picking me second round. I ended up my 2 brothers were just drinking beer and stuff. I was like, give me that. I started joining them, they had like a party ball.
Yeah. You just got tired of sitting there.
Yeah. And it was the 21st pick of the second round. Seattle was on the clock, and the Dolphins called me, and they said, hey, if Seattle doesn't take you this pick, we're taking you with the next. And sure enough, they picked someone else, and I signed with them, and I couldn't have been happier. Really was.
Yeah.
And my experience there was awesome. Great teammates. We accomplished a lot. Didn't go to the Super Bowl or anything, but we just had a couple missing pieces. But we're good, consistently good there, dominant at times, but also kind of not woulda, coulda, shoulda. But we're good though.
Yeah. So was you kind of surprised that the Dolphins picked you, or did you think he was gonna go somewhere else?
I didn't know. I really didn't know.
Really had no idea.
So. Yeah, and I guess they were the only team I went and visited, because not every team ask a bunch of people to come. They just want to bring people there to look at you and talk to you, and you kind of know who they might get. And that always the line coach liked me. So if I got anywhere near there, he was like, I want that guy. So I'd blocked John Abraham, who's in South Carolina. My senior year, and then some other guys that they were impressed with, and was able to they gave them a little confidence what I could do. I wasn't just a big mauler, but I could move my feet.
Yeah, I got you. Okay, so now what were some of your favorite NFL memories? Dolphins, or Texans, Redskins, Jaguars, anybody?
Yeah. Dolphins really, because we're winning there. We're always Our rookie year was fun. We made the second round of the playoffs. It's just your rookie year. It's such a new experience. You're moving out of college. You're in a different place and doing all that. And you don't really know what to expect. There's just a lot of anxiety, but some of it's good in a way. You just kind of get thrown into it. I wanted to start as a rookie. That was a goal of mine. And so I came in there with that, with an attitude, and I had to, leapfrog a few people to start. But after second and third preseason game, I was starting. And generally when they draft you in the first or second, third round, they kind of want, you're going to be given every chance to start.
Yeah.
But the best guys got to play. And that's what ended up happening. And I wasn't taking anything off anybody, and the coaches liked it. And I just loved every bit of it. Really, it was a good experience. But really, my teammates were just a core group of guys there that had been there a while, and learning from them and seeing how they worked. It was a good experience.
Yeah. Okay, so you just kind of touched about it a little bit, but what were some of the biggest differences between playing in college and NFL?
Biggest difference is time and how it's spent. In college, you have class up to 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. They usually try to push our classes earlier in the day, so it frees you up in the afternoon to be able to watch film and practice, and then watch film again after practice. You can also do stuff early in the morning too, but you got to go to class. In NFL, there is no class; it's all football. So you're there at 5 o'clock on a few days of the week. Then it cuts down as you get closer to a game.
Okay. Okay, so now this is kind of a two-part question, but what were some of your favorite stadiums to play in, NFL and college?
We'll start in college. LSU was always great because it's just I love the architecture, the old atmosphere there, how it's not too modern. Always neat. I thought Auburn's was really neat. It's very tall. I thought that was pretty cool. Alabama's is not like it is now.
It was different back then before Saban came.
Right. It was way bigger than Ole Miss, but it was,
Yeah.
I thought LSU was really the coolest stadium to me. NFL, some people don't ever understand this, but I kind of like playing in Buffalo. They were AFC East division rival.
I can see that. So,
and it had
Buffalo has good fans too.
Yeah, it has its own atmosphere. I like playing in the cold weather, believe it or not, because as an offensive lineman, I could run it all over the place and not get tired.
Yeah, that's true.
Miami, I would take IVs before the game started in September and October. I would get a few bags in me just to give me a little extra something towards the end of the game.
Yeah, I got you. Okay, so now final question I have. Now, for this is something like Ole Miss. Now, for Ole Miss, we've lost a bunch of players this year. Of course, lost Corral, and then you could talk about Sam Williams, Chance Campbell. You could talk about some of the running backs too. But just what is your thoughts on Ole Miss football here in 2022? You think we can get 7, 8 wins, 10 wins, go back to the Sugar Bowl? Just kind of what is your thoughts on this year's team?
Oh, my hopes they've gone up. We're able to do some things in the off season that I didn't think we'd be able to do, because it's this whole experience of the transfers is completely new to everybody. So I'm thinking, gosh, you got a lot of guys you got to replace.
Oh yeah, a bunch of them.
Mainly our quarterback. So we may never see as good of a quarterback again as Corral, and he was he was outstanding.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
One of the best ever to play here. Some people could say he's the best. I don't know, but he was really that good.
He's in the discussion for sure.
Absolutely, he should be. That's what he was given, and then the injuries and everything, and how we're able to adapt, and how he makes plays, going for it on fourth down all the time. having someone like him with the ball, I don't know if you're gonna have that success on fourth down with anybody. Yeah. So that's key. Having him was fun to watch as well. But if we can come back strong in the quarterback position, it'll be interesting. I was thinking, gosh, we're in trouble. 3 games, something. Now I'm different. We'll see how everybody pans out, but Lane's been done a great job of plugging people in, getting people to play up to a standard that we need to be successful. And I was one of those guys. I was thinking, oh shoot, we're in trouble. It's really, really bad. We need to really well high school players, blah blah blah. And I've been surprised, but we'll see. It's just such a guess. You just don't know, and it's really going to come down, I think, number one, quarterback position. Because I feel like we're kind of strong. We're okay everywhere else, but you just don't know. I just don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think nobody really knows.
No, and I'm surprised by last year. That was awesome.
Yeah. Now the Grove Bowl is this Saturday, which is most people's first chance and opportunity to see this year's team. So for me, I don't really know either. I think Ole Miss can go anywhere from 6-6, 7-5, and maybe go 9-3, 10-2 again. But yeah, I think this Saturday I think we can tell a lot and learn a lot. So
that's right.
Are you going to it Saturday?
I'm going to it.
You going to it? Hey, I'll be there too. And
good deal. Well, hopefully I'll see.
I'll have to meet up with you there.
Yeah. I plan on going to the game and then doing some double decker festivities.
Okay, yeah, double decker. Yeah, that's pretty good too. Okay, so I was actually not planning on asking you this, but since you mentioned double decker, now in this video there's gonna be Ole Miss fans watching this, people from other states watching this. For the people who don't know what double decker is, can you kind of explain that? What all happens there that weekend?
Yeah, on the square in Oxford. When did it probably started? It might have started when I was in school, but it was very small.
Yeah, but I think it's been around 25, 30 years, I think.
Yes, telling you how old I am. But towards I want to say, I don't remember it being a big deal when I was in school. Nothing like it is now. But then I remember coming back, when I was in the NFL, and I remember with the Dolphins, so my first 4 years in the league. I remember coming back. I'd come back almost every year for it, if I didn't have some scheduling conflict. But it was just kind of rocking, and I'd come back, and my younger brother was still playing here, so we'd hang out and act up and have a big time. And it was just kind of I was in my 20s and it was a really good time. Now it's a different deal. I have 3 little kids, but we'll do that stuff. But I am going to go back out and have a good time. But it's an arts and crafts festival with music, just like a lot of festivals. And so it has more of the family atmosphere earlier in the day. And then you'll have bands playing in the afternoon, goes into night. It's a good time. And it's good, really good for the town. Really good businesses, and I'm glad they have it.
Yeah, it's just like you mentioned, good for all the places they're on the square. So
that's right.
It's sort of attention too. I mean, they've not had it in, I think it's been 2 years, I think, since they've had it because of COVID.
I do think they need to have a wrist bracelet to be able to sell beer on the square. I do think you should be able to walk around.
Yeah,
I think maybe not.
Yeah, but hey, I think that's all the question I have for you. I think so. Hey, really do appreciate you doing this.
Yeah.
And hey, I'll see you Saturday, man. So
good talking to you, and thanks for having
me. Yeah, if anybody else sees Todd or sees me, just say hey and say you saw the video too. So
great. Well, thank you.
Yeah, that's gonna be it. So guys, thanks for watching. Please go like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys next video. Have a good one.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh yeah.